Welcome to the live. I'm Twisted D, Daniel Cox, man. I'm here. We're gonna do this live. I'm bringing two guys in here. One of them is a guy that really knows his stuff about Wilson, and one guy is Tennessee
What's going
Flatbed.
on, Tennessee Flatbetter here? How's everybody guys out there in the YouTube
Oops.
world doing? Go ahead.
Hey guys, how's everybody?
I hit the right switch, so yeah, I was wondering if I was gonna hit the wrong switch. But what's going on, Adam? What's happening, brother?
Oh man, just doing the training thing, trying to get this student done.
How many miles do y'all have left, or how much time do y'all have left?
We've been out 3 weeks. He's got 13,000, so about another 12 to do.
Another 12. That'll be here before you know it. What are you averaging a week right now?
Miles or pay?
Miles. I'm not going to get into your pay.
Anywhere from 38 to 7,200.
Okay. So that's not too bad. I mean, I'm a company driver. I drive for miles. I try to get all the miles I can, but I understand lease is about revenue, stuff like that. You got a lot of rules for that truck? What's your rules?
We're both men. Let's be men. Shoes stay up front. They don't go in the house. They stay in the business side. I've got a few rules, but it's
communication is key.
Communication is don't. If I say something and you take it the wrong way, talk to me. Don't take it the wrong way. Like I said, we're men. We can work stuff out. And just respect gets respect.
I agree. Good communication and being respectful to each other, it goes a long way. A lot of issues that pop up, they can be solved simple by just talking it out.
Yeah.
And, you got the fleet manager also. I'm pretty sure that you give your students the fleet manager's phone number in case they need to contact him also, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, my fleet manager is his fleet manager. So when he gets off my truck, we have the same fleet manager. So that's how it works here. He's encouraged to call them without me around and talk freely, just like I have to call them and talk freely about him, how he's progressing, how he's not progressing, things like that. So, and he has the exact same ability to do that, is call our fleet manager and say, hey, this guy's really teaching me stuff. This guy's not teaching me anything. He's just using me as a driver, stuff like that. He has 100% absolute right to do that. So
Eggleg has a good question. He says, 51 Logistic, can I use pee bottles on your truck?
if you have to, you have to.
Yeah. So,
especially when we're teaming like we are, it's not encouraged, but when I'm driving, if you need me to pull over, I'll pull over. If you don't need me to pull over, I'm just going to keep going miles. Same when I'm in the back sleeping. If I have to, I have to.
So what's this big change that y'all are doing with the training program? I hear it's a big shakeup over there.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of guys that have gone through this, and they really enjoyed it. So The new part of the training program is, everything's the same through the TNT phase. They still go out for PSD for 2 weeks, or they go to craft for that 2 weeks. They get their license. Then they go into TNT training with someone like me. We do our 25,000 miles. That's same exact thing. After that, once they upgrade, they upgrade to team with another student from their class for 30,000 miles. Now, however long that takes is what it takes. But I have already talked to 2 sets of students that have already gone through this, have already upgraded to their solos. Both of them went lease because they really understand what's going on as they're doing this team together. They're also making more money because they're making, team pay, cents per mile, company mileage, and splitting that. And
Is there an upgrade process before they get together and run that team, or is the upgrade process after they finish the team mileage?
well, there's 2 sets of upgrades. So when we get finished with TNT, we come back here. They have to go through an evaluation, which is basically, you're taken out onto the road, one of the instructors here go with you, make sure that you can drive the truck, stop the truck, park the truck, drive on the freeway safely, drive in the city safely. And after that point, your eval, then you're upgraded to an A seat. So now you can drive a truck without a trainer in the truck. And that's when the teaming part starts. And then once the teaming part is finished, then they can upgrade to either go company or go lease and get their own trucks.
Can you choose to stay on your trainer's truck and just finish that mileage out instead of going and
No.
being placed with somebody else new?
No, not that I have heard of, and that option hasn't been given to me or anyone else that I know of. I think it's more for business reasons. For Wilson, you put 2 students together on one truck, you're only buying one truck. You're only paying that one payment. You're not getting somebody to go out there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to go," and then 3 weeks later they say, "Hey, not what I wanted to do. Come get the truck." Because we just picked up a whole bunch of trucks that were dropped off in Florida before they started doing this.
John Slater says, "I actually like that you're not only making more money, but it's with someone you're comfortable with."
Yeah. John texted me this afternoon, and I talked to my recruiter about you. I believe he gave you a call today, so hope we get everything rolling for you, John.
And so one thing that I will say is, whenever they're matching a student with a student, what if I'm like a student and I'm like, I don't have nobody, and they put me in a truck with like Tennessee flatbedder over here, and I'm all like, oh my gosh, we don't have nothing in common, this is going to be a long ride. Is there a way to be like, hey, can I get another person, or
Yes.
do I just have to go with Tennessee?
No, there is, the process now is you're getting another student from your class. So 90% of the time, you probably know who you're going with, and you already have a relationship with them because you've already gone through the PSD phase of the training. You may have been roommates the entire time you were here for that 3 weeks during orientation and your 2 weeks of PSD. You may have been roommates, may have become friends, may have been someone else in your class. So you get to pick your person. And if for some reason that person doesn't work out, then they place you with someone else And if it doesn't work out, they'll keep trying for a certain amount of time.
Till you figure out one of them's a problem, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you're the
exactly.
one that can't play nicely with others. You gotta go."
Yep.
I mean, I'm
So
just seeing like that happen. And Sean Stevens says, "Hello, Twisted. I'm dead rest. Took my drug screening, and I have my start date June the 5th in Pittsburgh. Can you talk about how a day on the pad would go? Do I need to pack and carry stuff in? On the pad, you're just going to need your driver's license, your permit, your medical card. Just bring some important paperwork, unless your trainer tells you otherwise. Just just come with whatever they tell you to come with, and like go through the process. I figure a day on the pad would be long with a lot of walking and standing, and yes, that does happen. There is a lot of walking and standing. Uh, so Brian got contract hire right and got my DAC report cleared. Oh, you got your DAC report cleared. Good, good.
Good.
Uh, there was another comment I was going to get to. Kind of got behind for a minute. River Ridge says the blind leading the blind. And, and I see a lot of people thinking like that. You got two fresh people put on a truck together. Um,
yeah, the way I see that, yes, in a way, it's blind leading the blind, but at the same time, you have somebody there to help you in situations like in backing. You run across a problem that he may run across during his training that you didn't. I think it's a lot better having two minds there instead of having somebody that has just gone through their TNT training and they just get put into a truck solo and then trying to do it solo. Having that extra person there's going to help no matter what. The two sets of people that I talked to definitely said having that second person on there helped out 1,000% for them. So they get to feed off each other. They get to learn, something that this guy learned from his trainer and this guy learned from his trainer, and they get to mix it together to learn a new way of doing things. So I do see Rich's point, but at the same
service
time, I see it.
failure, service failure city with two rookies. So how would the service failure, since it's one truck with two teammates, what if my teammate went like didn't wake up when he was supposed to get the load there? Am I taking a service failure too because of his mistake?
That I really don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard of any service failures happening so far. And I talked to the director of training today and asked him some questions, and he said so far it's going very well. So with minimal issues.
I can see an increase of bad habits because neither new driver knows the correct way of doing things.
Well,
So we're hoping we're kind of what you guys are hoping is that the TNT process that y'all have with a trainer during that 25K miles is going to be a great, like, the trainer has to do a great job with this because they have to make sure that each student they put out is capable of making good decisions and doing this right. And if the TNT trainer is not doing a good job of that, then you got a student that's going to be having to be taught by the other guy. And I think that with the second guy, if his trainer was great, then he might be able to help that person. But once they develop those bad habits, because let's face it, most students come in here and they're a sponge. So they come in here and they everything they hear, they're all like, "Let me soak this in. I got to do it this way. This is set in stone." And then you put another guy in there that was all like, "Man, your trainer might have not been the best. Like, you need to know that about this, or you need to do this like this." It's going to cause some conflict and some in a type of way, because you got one guy that was trained to do it like this, one guy that was trained to do it like this. Both outcomes, 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 1 = 2. Like it's the same math problem. It's just like they're doing it different ways. The outcome is going to be 2. So you got 1 + 1 = 2 over here. You got 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, equals 2. So, you got different ways of doing it. This guy might have a shorter way to doing it that's easier, but to this guy, he soaked up the knowledge from his trainer and he was set in his way. So it might cause a little bit of conflict there. I mean, do you?
No, and I understand that, but like I said, the two sets of guys that I have talked to that have gone through this said that they have been able to learn off each other, and make a better way of doing it. They say, "Oh, hey, I see you're doing it this way. I was shown this way, but I see where this would be better instead of this." So the guys that I have talked to have really enjoyed it. Um, they got through their 30,000 miles in 6.5 weeks. And, like I said, both sets, all four guys, they've all gone lease, because when they're getting their calls, they're also getting to look at the settlements for like a lease run compared to the 62 cents a mile that they're making. So they're seeing how much that run's costing or can bring income in as a lease operator, and they're learning how to do the fuel correctly, and they're learning how to route correctly and pre-plan and all that. So I just talked to another guy, one of the guys that I talked to before just a couple days ago. He's been running for about 2 weeks now, and he says he's loving the job, loving the experience. And they were the very first set of students to go out, and they were actually thrown together, and because they had picked other people, and those other people didn't make it through the program. So then they were put together at the last minute, became friends in about 6 hours, and just ran, did the job.
What you think, Tennessee?
Oh, I see how it could work. Like you said, they spend 3 months or 3 weeks with each other in the hotel room, in the same class. They get to be buddies. But then I look at it the way I came into school when I came into Prime. I didn't care to know anybody. I came here to do my job and to know how to do my job. So I didn't make friends. How does that work when you got those students that come in with that mindset of, I'm here to do one thing, and that's get my CDL and get hired and get my job?
I haven't really run across that problem or heard anything about it, but all these guys are told ahead of time that they will be teaming together, from recruiting on, from filling out the application. They know that they have to go through this process to finish up and become an A seat. So
Who decides what their shift's going to be? Because if you got two guys and they're all like, "Man, I'm running day shift," that's not going to work. Two people can't run day shift. Or like what? Like, are they told, "Hey, you're doing 12-hour shifts, 6 a.m., 6 p.m.?" Are they just like, "Hey, here's your truck, y'all figure it out, y'all run that truck," and they have to compromise somehow and figure out how to fix that problem?
That's it. It is a compromise. And the way I teach my students, run 9.5 hours a day. That way you can keep running. If you run 10.5, 11 hours, if you run your clock out every day, then you're going to get stuck in 7 days, and you're going to be down for a day and a half. You run 9.5 hours, you can just keep recapping. So that's what me and my students do. Just constantly go. The only reason I'm sitting right now is I have to have a windshield replaced tomorrow, or I'd still be running. Um, so I mean, it is, you know, making a compromise with the guy, saying, "Hey, I'll start off first, or you start first, and then I'll do nights, and then we'll swap around." It's got to be a compromise. It's a team. It's a team effort. It's not I. This is what I want. It's what we have to do. So,
Yeah.
and you know, as I've been training these new students now and teaching them that this is what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to make compromises. You're going to have to make allowances. You know, it may suck, but in the long run, you're going to make more money during this time. When you get finished, you're going to be in your own truck, and then you don't have to worry about it unless you want to still be a team with that person or do something else afterwards.
What are the safety? I just practiced that word too. I was like, I'm going to say this right. What's the safety analytics such as tickets and log violations with two students on the truck? I'm sure y'all don't have enough data for that yet.
I
Um,
don't think so as of yet. I wasn't able to actually talk with compliance today, just for a second, but they were busy. So um, I would say, again, if a student gets a ticket, it's whoever's driving's fault.
yeah.
It's their ticket. If they're on the clock, then it's on them.
Even if your student got a ticket right now, even if your student got a ticket right now, you're not held responsible because
Well,
you're not the one driving. If he goes in the weight scale and something was found unsafe on that truck as a violation, you're not the one that's going to be held accountable because he should have done his pre-trip. Even a PSD
correct.
student, you are the one that does the pre-trip before you drive that truck. You do not drive a truck unless you make sure the truck is safe
Yep.
and you're responsible for it. At the end of the
Every it,
day, you gotta know your laws. Trucking
Yep.
along with Sean, what's going on? Hey, y'all make sure y'all check out his channel. He has a great channel. Great channel. I love watching his stuff. River Ridge says if you're at AC, you shouldn't need help backing. I ain't gonna lie. I
Well,
ain't gonna lie. To this day, like man, you know, I will get out and look. Like, don't get me wrong, but if I got two students with me, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, go over there, stand on that side, and you tell me if I'm gonna hit that side, just so I don't have to climb in and out all the time." So, like, I'll have them go spot me. So, like, you know, if you get into a tight situation somewhere, you might have other truckers jump out and help you, even though you've been doing this for a long time.
yeah, exactly.
Is kind of how I feel on that. Like whenever see we used to do 30,000 miles of TNT here at Prime, and we just went up to 50K miles not too long ago. Then we went down to 30K again. Then we went back up to 50K. um After 30K miles, we were upgrading people to their own trucks. Like they took their little eval and they passed it and they got into their own trucks. It you know Sometimes you're just gonna have one of those off days where you can't back. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen, but
Well,
you have that like safety net with you. And you want to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion right here. I'll tell you my opinion right now. In my opinion, whenever you start out there and you get on that truck by yourself, that is when you really learn how to back by
yep.
yourself because you have no crutch there anymore. I doubted myself whenever I upgraded from TNT. I was like, I don't know if I can back. Like, I'm scared. I'm gonna be by myself. I told my trainer, I said, you sure you want to upgrade me? Like, you think I'm ready? And he's like, man, you haven't woke me up in the last like couple weeks or more than that. He goes, you haven't been waking me up to back into these spots. And I was all like, well, yeah, you're kind of right. But I was still scared. I was like, oh man, I got to do this like by myself. I was nervous about it. And at the end of the day, what I found out is that whenever you're out there by yourself and you no longer have that crutch in there to help you, you kind of learn a lot more by just trying stuff out. You're going to be like, oh, that was not good. I'm going to pull up and try that again, but I'm going to turn the other way this time.
I agree with you on that. So, when you upgrade to an AC, you've been taught how to back on that pad. You've been taught a test, plain and simple. You know, yeah, when you go out and you finally get that 30,000 miles in, then you get some of the experience. But like you said, you have that crutch, you have that person in the truck with you. I was this exact same way when I got my truck and I went out there by myself. Dude, not having that second person there to just be a comfort, to go, no, a little more to the left, a little more to the right. Yeah. Yeah, I got out and looked a lot more after I upgraded. So it's you learn a lot more once you become the captain of your ship, you know.
Yeah.
So
You don't have that crutch no more. You have to learn. It's do or die now. Like you got to know what you're doing is what it feels like. Tennessee, here's your question right here. Go ahead and read that one.
Well, you had to ask me to read something that has two words in it that I have a hard time even trying to pronounce.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. Like deafness. His other questions. How do they deal with deafness? Look, if you can't hear,
you can't trust.
we still test out people that are deaf, mute. You can write down, like if you need to go into a shipper, you can grab a piece of paper, write this stuff down here. Like you can still take your test like that. I've seen guys test out like that. They take the marker board, a little marker board, and then they write down for each part. They point at it, write it down. Probably mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, stuff like that. Then they just go through it and they do their pre-trip like that. I mean, just because you're deaf or mute does not stop you from becoming a truck driver. It makes you test out in Salt Lake City, Utah, though. I'll tell you that. You got something to add, Tennessee?
No, I mean we've already hired or tested out three students so far that were deaf.
Yeah, and they're doing great.
Oh yeah.
John Gonzalez, what's up, people? It's been a minute. How's everyone doing out there? Oh man, we're great. Where you been at, John? You missed like 2 or 3 lives in a row. No, 2 lives. Jeff says, I'm interested to see how this works out. Seems like a short time solution to a growing company not having enough trainers, though. Do you feel like y'all do not have enough trainers? Is that why this is kind of happening? Do you think?
No, I think we have an adequate amount of trainers. This is more of a business decision on Wilson's part, I believe. That way, they're not constantly turning over and buying new equipment
Are
for.
y'all growing too fast? How about that?
I don't think we are. It's slow right now, as we all know. But I'm staying busy. I just did one of the busiest weeks I've ever had um, last week. So I mean, of course, being a trainer, you get a little bit longer loads and a little bit better paying loads. But the guys that just came out of this training and got their own trucks, they're making money. They're making as much money as they did as a solo driver, and they were making anywhere from 13 to 1500 a week being a team driver. And that's each in their pockets take home. So, they're still doing. We're still doing good out here. We got a new division that they just opened up, dry van, dedicated. I didn't get to talk to the gentleman about it today, so I'm gonna try to talk to him tomorrow about that and put a video out for it. So we actually got, you know, I'd show you. We probably got about 100 Wilson trailers over here right now, brand new Wilson trailers.
So y'all are
Being
starting to
said,
branch out for the dry goods too.
Yeah.
well, you just mentioned that, and I was going to bring up a question of seeing that reefer freight has slowed down just somewhat. Have Wilson decided to try to do flatbed division?
I've heard rumors, but I haven't heard any confirmation on it. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get to talk to Zach Wilson today, and he's pretty much the guy that's doing the dry van division part of it. So I'm gonna try to talk to him tomorrow, so maybe I can get a video out before Saturday on it, because it's rolling. I've seen more and more Wilson trailers on the road right now, but I don't know where the routes are. I don't know where any of that is. So I want to get more information before I just really start spilling beans about it, which I don't know anything about. And you guys know me. I'm not going to say something I don't know.
No, I got you for sure. We don't want to put out misleading information anyway. John Gonzalez says I turned down a job offer for hauling for a company who strictly hauls DoD ammunition, explosive, etc. And a simple reason because they run teams, and I had to turn it down. I'll never team with anyone. It is hard to team with people. Like it really is. Like it's not fun. Like I always say, like people think I'm joking, but you're gonna find out you're fat between your toes. You didn't even know you were fat between, and health wise, like you know, I give it to you because you look healthy. You look like you're taking care of your stuff. You had the diabetes thing going on, and you're still managing all that
Yep.
and running on a team truck. I know how hard it is to keep kind of a good diet and keep stuff going. Like especially like
No,
on a team truck that doesn't stop much.
it's a lot harder to eat healthy being a team truck. You know,
Oh, real fast, real fast. We got Jeff with the $15. A Red Bull for each of you, flatbed gang. I don't know how I'm gonna get you a Red Bull, man. I know how I'll get Tennessee one.
don't worry about it.
He'll stay at
I
one
don't
of
I
our
don't drink Red Bulls. I'll do 5
Oh
hours.
yeah, we're just talking about good health. You're doing good health, man, over there on the team truck. Hey, we're gonna get you a Red Bull. Oh, especially with the extra sugar in it. I mean, that's horrible. Jeff, bad timing. Bad timing, Jeff. Bad timing. Sean Hobbs says, I finally got to meet Adam today. Real awesome guy, real humble and down to earth, and seems like a great trainer.
Yeah, I've been talking to Sean for probably 3-4 months. Finally came, went to the training here. Uh, First time pass, trifecta, what you guys call it, and
Yeah, trifecta.
yeah, unfortunately, I just picked a student up 2 weeks before, and I wasn't able to train him, but he got on with a good trainer, and he's knocking his miles out. So, and he's excited too about the program and everything. So, really nice gentleman. I really enjoyed talking to you today.
And look, Adam is just like you see him here is how he is. Like when Adam's into town, I usually have time to like meet up with him. We went out to eat. He gave me a tour of the Wilson terminal, which is super nice. Like my only complaint is the food, the
Yeah.
self checkout line. Like like I was all like, you don't have a giant cafeteria over here, but you know. If you're kind of a fat guy, you might want to think about coming to Prime because we got an open cafeteria 24/7. Like, there's a lot of food out there.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming in the next 5 years or so. I mean, they've got plans for their own hotel being built out here. They've got a restaurant planned. They've got their own shop facility, tire facility, trailer facility. They're starting. I think they already started work on the second pad out here.
Oh, did
So
they?
yeah, and of course they're finishing. They got the plans for the gun range and everything that has been donated to Greene County and Stanford PD out here. So, and we will get to use it on special occasions and stuff like that as Wilson employees.
Slowpoke, sorry I'm late. Salt Lake City or Salt Lake. Yeah, we understand Slowpoke. Yeah, I mean you are from the Salt Lake terminal, so of course you're gonna be late. Pegleg says, "How does Prime and Wilson test out people with prosthetic legs and hands?" Go for it, Adam.
I can't answer that question. I have not met anyone here that has anything like that yet. You know, I'm sure there's people here. I haven't met everybody. We're not a huge company. There's only about 500 trucks, about 750 employees on those trucks, and people that are in, you know, well, what do you call it, in-house. Um, so I I know of guys that have diabetes. I know guys that have high blood pressure. But I have not met anybody as of yet that has a prosthetic.
Tennessee?
Correct.
So we do test out students that have prosthetics. One of FBG, good trainer, he had a student that had a missing a leg. Unfortunately, that student also had to do hoops and hurdles through his own state to finalize that CDL by doing another second test. Um, was required by the state that he was living in. So it all depends on the state you live in too, on what you have to do if you have a prosthetic leg or an arm to be able to perform the job you're going to be doing.
Yeah, and exactly. And Prime fought with him and stood by him the whole
Oh
time.
yeah,
It was really time consuming. Like the guy, he real good guy too. He tested out, he passed his test here in Missouri, took his test scores back. They were like, "What?" So like he came back. Prime actually sent him down there. Somebody took him down there with a truck and let him test in a Prime truck on took their test just to make sure that he could do the job. I guess it was his state requirement, but you know, just because you have a prosthetic does not mean like life's over and you're not going to live out your dream to be a trucker. Like there's still ways around it. Like I was shocked whenever deaf people were coming in. I was all like, "What? How do they do the force whisper on the test?" Because that was part of the DOT to get your medical card. But they had a disability, so somehow everyone got it all worked out, and now they can test out and they can do it. And before that, I've seen a bunch of deaf drivers out there that like they couldn't hear or they couldn't talk, like mute, whatever the case may be, and they were out here doing it. River Rich says it's all about having a team truck out there. Shoo. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Like, I can kind of see like the money that the company's going to be making too. Like, you're putting a company truck out there for a while. Like, you're getting the company, you're getting that freight moving, like team
Yeah,
freight. That's good money for
that's
the company.
that's what I'm saying. It's a business decision. Instead of going out and buying two, $150,000 trucks for two students, you getting one truck, you're getting 30,000 miles of pay out of that truck, and then you put them into a truck. The main thing was we were getting a lot of students coming, getting their license, and then ghosting. They'd get in a truck, work for a couple of weeks, get a little pay, and then they'd just ghost and leave the truck wherever. So, of course, there's money in recovering the truck. There's money loss in bringing that truck back, getting it fixed up, cleaned up, and then it's sitting here. So I see the business side of it, but I also see the student side of it where they're making more money than sitting on, say, a prime truck for another 30,000 miles with the new pay that you guys have. Because again, You could make that guaranteed 900, if you're not doing that 10.5 hour days plus the 4 hours that you get for whatever, you know, and making the full amount of 12, you know. And like I said, these guys were making 13 to 15 each. So the students are making money, the company's making money. In the long run, the students come back with a better attitude, and you're like, yeah, we want to be company, or we want to go lease. They get a brand new truck and they're on the road, you know, and they stick with the company instead of going out there for 2 3 weeks and ghosting the company, you know.
Yeah.
So I see the benefits for both company and students.
Pegleg says, River Rich, my offer still stands. 2 team drivers with you. LOL. Hey, Rich, you got a teammate right there, Pegleg. How about this? What if both of the guys wanted to go company? Like, who do they pick to get to keep that truck? Or will they both have to come out of that truck and be assigned to a different one?
I'm not sure. I'm sure one of the guys would probably keep that truck because it's going to be a company truck that they're going into. It's not like they're going into a brand new truck. But I mean, everything here is less than 3 years old, so I mean, everything's fairly new
Yeah.
that we have.
John says he missed a couple of lives, been running 3,000 plus miles a week, and I'm out 23 to 25 days a month away from my family, like the rest of us. Yeah,
I
bro.
wish.
Get it done, man.
I
Run those
wish.
miles.
I'm 13 weeks right now since I've been home.
That family ain't complaining about you bringing home some money, though, I bet. I
No,
bet they're not.
no, no. My wife is sending me smiley faces every time I make a deposit.
I don't know if they merged or not. I haven't heard that. RST and BLC. I haven't heard that. You heard anything? Anyone?
I haven't. No, I actually just saw a couple of BLC trucks.
Living with Grace says, why would Wilson do that? Sell with Ashley to expand again.
Oh, I
No
don't know.
answer?
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I wasn't here for the Ashley acquisition, and
Yeah.
but I'm fairly sure. It's a company's goal to keep going. You don't want to stay the same size. Same size just makes you a target. So
Yeah, but like they sell I don't know. There was some underhanded stuff going on we don't know about. It was above our pay grade.
above my pay
Sean
grade. So
Stevens says, how is the food at Prime? I'm 47 years old and trying to stay away from fried foods and sugar.
don't go in
Um,
front.
we got the nutritionist guy there, and I can't remember his name right now, but there's a nutritionist there. We got a
Yeah,
gym, we got basketball court, we got all kinds of stuff. There are healthy food options in the terminal, like protein.
yeah,
I don't know. They're little packages that are made up to be a certain amount of protein. They got the frozen meals that you can stick in your freezer, and then you can pull out one for lunch and then pull out another for dinner. They have like a lot of stuff in there that's good for you. They do. And then they have a lot of stuff, like they have a whole wall of energy drinks and sodas though. Don't get me wrong, we got our bad food too.
yep.
But
That's everywhere, man. I mean, you've got to watch. You got to watch you when you go into that place. Because I'll admit, you got good food there. You know, the hamburgers are good. The breakfast burritos are incredible. So
you gonna go to the safety meeting tomorrow morning?
no, I got a 9 o'clock appointment for my window, so I got to go straight there about 8:30. So
I don't even know. Can Wilson go to our safety meeting?
yeah,
Like, I'm
I've
sure they
been to
can.
I've been to a couple of them.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that free breakfast is what's up. Like I love, like man, that free breakfast. I miss it. Like I'll be out. I'll be testing 2 guys tomorrow back to back, so I'm missing it tomorrow.
yeah, well, you got the steak and eggs last week, so don't worry about it.
Dang, who snitched me out?
You did.
Oh, I did. Figures. Uh, Rod, what's going on, Rod? Maybe Wilson will go straight drive in and leave Prime Freight for Prime Trucks. Fingers crossed.
Stop crying, Rich. You can't haul everything, Rich.
He sure could try.
He will. He will try.
Y'all keep y'all's fingers out of our freight, man. Like that's our freight.
Hey, talk to your boss.
Talk to your boss. Hey, my boss is probably like, "Hey, Wilson, y'all keep on pulling my trailers because I'm making money, and that's what I'm talking about. Like we all can make some money here."
I just don't want to tell Rich what I made
is...
last week, so he won't. He'll get upset if I tell him how much I made last week.
Oh, hey, as long as you stay out of that Midwest, because one of my buddies, Mr. Greenwich, he don't like these YouTubers and his money.
Hey, I try to stay out of the Midwest as much as possible, but if I gotta go, I go there, get out.
Yeah. Oh man, that's. What you think, Tennessee?
Oh, I'm just still curious on if you guys are going to start doing flatbed.
I will ask that question tomorrow, and the next video I do on the dedicated routes, I'll throw something in there of what I can find out. Like I said, I don't want to speak on something that I don't have information on. But I'll definitely ask the question because, like I said, I've heard rumors, and the dry van dedicated routes were rumors 3 months ago. So, and I know we're doing it now. So,
and then my other question, it's been pondering in my mind. I heard that when Twisted went and did a tour of your plant or your facility, he come back and said that you guys are having to put cones out when you're parked for the night.
yep.
Is that mandatory, and is there a penalization for somebody that doesn't do it?
It is mandatory. You'll get talking to if you don't do it. If you're in an accident in a parking lot, somebody backs into you and you don't have your cones out, it's worse because, again, I don't make these decisions. I don't think the cones really do anything, but they tell me I need to put them out, so I put them out.
That's policy, yeah.
Policy.
So the reason why I bring that up is because I'm not trying to snitch somebody out. I didn't get no truck.
I understand.
I did see a Wilson truck sitting in our lot over by the pad with no cones around his truck. And he was sitting in the driver's seat, just chilling out, feet up on the dashboard, just hanging out.
Well, if he's sitting there waiting on a load or something like that, I mean, if you're parked for the night, that's when they want you to put cones out. If you're not in the truck, put the cones out. But if you're just sitting there, you're not going to put the cones out because you're taking a 30-minute break or you pull over the side of the road at a rest stop to go to the bathroom. You're not going to throw them out for that. Mainly it's for when you're parking in a truck stop, you're going to put those cones out as a deterrent for other people not to back into you.
Because I did see one sitting in the lot. Matter of fact, that same day he had cones out, but his curtains were drawn.
Yep. So he was probably sleeping. So I mean, if you're on your rest break, that's pretty much when they want you to have your cones out. And again, it's policy.
how much is Wilson spending a year on cones? Because
I
they're getting
don't know.
stolen, ran over,
Yeah.
getting caught on someone's truck as they're driving by. Like,
They
do y'all
actually
have a
just
good cone
upgraded.
budget?
They actually just upgraded. They're waiting for the new cones to come in that actually have the reflective tape built in, and I think those will be a better cones because those reflective cones, you can see those from a mile away when your headlights or your tail lights hit them. So I don't know what the basis is
Oh,
on
I
the
gotta get me a
price.
set of those. Where are you parking outside of your terminal out in Springfield?
Now, is that Wilson providing those cones for you, or the driver
Yes,
have to pay for them?
no, cones are provided. So I've had mine stolen. I've had mine thrown on top of my trailer before. Just
Whoa,
come
they
back.
threw them on top of your trailer?
Yeah, I was driving down the road and all of a sudden I see a cone fly off the back of my truck.
Jeez.
And what I went out there and I'm like, damn, somebody stole my shit. And going down the road and oh, look at that. That's great. Luckily there was no cars behind me.
Right.
Well,
But
technically, they didn't steal it.
they touched
Maybe
it
they
without
wanted it
permission.
up there so no plane would try to land on top of that trailer.
Exactly. Yeah. Helicopter
Maybe.
pad.
The cones crack me up, man. Like I'm all like, what are all these yellow cones everywhere? Oh, we got to put those around our truck. What?
Yeah.
They got cone holders on the back of their truck too.
Yeah.
Oh, how you like that electric APU? Is it still running like a champ?
It's running fine. They did just do an upgrade on my truck because it was built without the side radar. So they upgraded the side radar the last time I was in, and when they reprogrammed the CPU to have that, it has messed with my bunk heater, my bunk AC, and it likes to turn off before the battery mode kicks back in. So, and that's another thing I'm getting fixed this week is over at Freightliners. I'll take it over there and have the set points readjusted. So there's nothing
They,
like waking up in the middle of the night when your AC is off and it's 15 degrees hotter than it should be, and you got to go start your truck.
yeah, Texas or something, Arizona. Uh, BGAC. Is Wilson taking on new CDL grads?
Yes.
Y'all taking on people with that passed the course and then zero experience?
Yep. They still have to go through the training process here and do, I believe, they still have to do the 25,000 miles. Because
I
they
don't know
want them
why my
trained.
camera keeps freezing.
They want to.
We're on that Walmart internet today.
Yeah, it's that Walmart connection for reals. Possibly looking to get on with Prime through the training program. You guys know if they will take me with a speeding ticket over 20 miles per hour that is 2.5 years old. Your best bet is to talk to a recruiter. Like I will tell you that your best bet, always call the recruiter. We really don't have the final say in that. The recruiter will. So if you're ever curious, I would call the recruiter. If I had a guess, I'd probably say that they're going to make you wait a little bit longer on
Yeah,
that.
I think it's around 3 years with no moving violations here.
Jeffrey says he's never been to a safety meeting. My PSD trainer was a slave driver. Oh, man.
You got to remind me. My students have to remind me it's Friday.
Wilson asking because Wilson said, wait. Yeah, get with one of the Prime recruiters and ask them. Mine is in the description on some of my other videos. For some reason, it never is in the live video, but it's in the description on some of my videos. She's awesome. Call her, leave her a voicemail, leave her your phone number, and say, "Hey, Twisted sent me," or say Daniel sent me, Daniel Cox sent me, like something like that. It'll help you out. Jeffrey says Wilson needs to stay out of the flatbed division. I think it would be a poor business decision. He just doesn't want y'all touching his freight, is what it is.
I'll tell you right now, I won't touch it. I'm too old.
Tennessee's like, come on, bring the flatbedders in here. And Jeff's all like, what are you talking about? Rich already has a problem with this. Like, you're taking my freight, my money. Don't touch my money. I'm biased, though.
I'll buy Rich some barbecue.
That driver on the pad was daydreaming about running with the big boys.
Hey, man, we're just prime light. It's all right.
Twisted, can you clarify the Wilson driver and Combs CPR? Can you clarify the Wilson driver and the... I don't know.
Oh, did you stop and pick up your cone and bring it back to life, or did you leave it on the side of the road after it flew off the top?
CPR, okay.
Yeah, no, it was gone.
Hey, did you whenever the cone flew off the top of the trailer, did you pull over and like give it chest compressions and breaths and bring it back to life?
Nope.
You just left the poor little guy on the side of the road?
It on the side of the road, brother.
He's still there? All lonely?
Who knows? That was 6 months ago.
He's been out in the wild.
He's probably
all by himself.
Out in the cold, all by himself, shivering, no friends.
Thank you, and Tim 4, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no problem. I wish I could help more. Like I would not want to say, "Oh yeah, that's fine," and then you call the recruiter, and the recruiter's like, "No." So like they're the ones with the final say. I've told someone before, I'm all like, "Yeah, get with a recruiter, but I really think your chances are slim to none." And the recruiter's all like, "That's perfect. Come on in." I'm like, "Wow." They have the final say in it, like I said.
So, are Wilson still hiring from Florida?
No, they are not. Just came down Tuesday that they have stopped hiring out of Florida.
Oh, really? What happened?
My recruiter didn't give me a reason. I talked to them today about it, and they said they just made a decision that, they were pulling a lot of people in from Florida, and it probably oversaturated the market down there.
Yeah, that's the whole reason Prime's not either. It's too many people. Like there is a lot of people. I don't know what it is about Florida, but man, they breathe trucking. So like the Florida guys, that we get a lot of them, and then it becomes an issue because there's not enough freight for you to come out of home time and different stuff like that. So
yeah,
it becomes issues. So what trucks do y'all have over there? What's the trucks y'all have? You have Freightliner?
We have Freightliner and Volvos right now. But
Peterbilts?
We don't have very many Volvos. So
you are mainly Freightliners.
Yes. Cascade.
What are they doing with all those trucks over there at off of Kearney Street?
No, those are all used trucks for sale.
They're for sale?
Yeah.
So Pedigree doesn't sell none of y'all stuff? They don't try to sell them to Pedigree and then let Pedigree sell them?
Nope, they sell them straight out. They have their own sales division here. So they'll take the truck, take it back over to our shop over there off Kearney Street, and they'll strip everything, strip all the stickers off, clean it up, make it right, and put it out on the lot, So.
Oh, peg leg means so. Are y'all having to be certified in driver in cone CPR? So like, are you certified to revive a cone? That's what he was asking.
Oh, okay.
You know how you gotta be CPR certified? Are you CPR certified in cones?
I'm not kissing a cone.
So,
hey, me in Tennessee,
these things right on the back of my truck, man. You know how dirty they are.
We gotta bring them back to life out there. CPR, we're good at it.
we've had a funeral for a couple of them every now and then.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta like have the moment in silent for the one that your student ran over really bad, and then you just put them in the dumpster and bring out a brand new one.
Yep.
Happens every once in a while. Or you piece them back together and lay them there. I'm getting close to finishing my TNT, and I've been hearing that the don't do the lease program in the state if I'm in is my only option to move. Any suggestions would be appreciated. So if you're in California or New Jersey and you want a lease, you're gonna have to move out of the state. There's some things that you can do, but the main thing is move out of the state because we're not able to and it's not like Prime's just like restricting that area. It's that they passed laws that said that they didn't want you to lease in those states. I don't know if Jersey went ahead and passed it yet, but I think that they're getting close to it, and it does affect some people.
I haven't heard anything on our end about leases being restricted like that, but I'll ask a question tomorrow.
Yeah, California is definitely a no. So
Just start writing these questions down so you don't forget them.
Yeah. Well, we're not even hiring out of California, so that state wouldn't even make a difference to us.
You're not hiring from California?
No.
Where else?
North and South Dakota, I believe, are the only 3 states that we're not doing. So California, North, and South Dakota.
Well,
probably Washington also.
No, we are hiring out of Washington.
Oh, you are hiring out of Washington.
I did get that verified after our last live. So, yes, we are hiring out of Washington.
Okay. How much are the fixed cost a week?
Here, it depends on the truck. It can be anywhere from, say, $1,200 to $1,500.
Pretty much about the same here.
About the same as Prime.
Appreciate it, guys. Hey, man, no problem. He said they aren't hiring out of FLA, right?
Correct. We are not hiring out of Florida anymore.
We got 46 likes. Oh, no, the record's 46 likes. We have what? What did it say?
3 likes, 17 in chat.
3 likes. I see 10 on my screen.
Well, I haven't updated my phone, so that's what it showed.
You know what? Let's take a few words from Pegleg to teach us how to use the like button.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
Go ahead and subscribe.
Right on.
To all 3 channels. Go ahead and subscribe to everything you see here. Uncle said he hit the like button. About put him in a headlock.
You got to go to my channel and subscribe now.
Yeah, hits. Hey, why are y'all not hiring out of Florida?
Like I said, I think it just became oversaturated with students, going down there, and the freight, the freight's not there. We can go in with no problem. It's usually getting back out. I mean, there's only 2 or 3 places that you can actually get back out with a decent load. So.
Yeah, I think that it's the same thing. Like, there's too many people that live there, and it's hard to get out of the area whenever you're dealing with freight and stuff. And are y'all seeing a slow, like, are y'all limited on the numbers of students y'all are bringing in? Like, are y'all bringing in
As far as I have heard, there has not been a cutback on intake. So I think you know, we don't bring in as many as Prime, as we all know, but the class today that I saw was a pretty large class. It was probably 25 people out there on the pad. So there was a lot of people out there. And like I said earlier when we were just talking, I met at least 17 of them came up and shook my hand because of my videos helped them come here. So
Nice.
Good. Like, and you do a lot for teaching people and helping people with Wilson, right? You have your email correct and your
yeah,
phone number, don't you?
yeah, my email, my phone number is there. Don't hesitate to email me, text me. If I don't text you back, it's probably because I'm asleep, but I will text you back the next day. And if you have questions and you call, I'll probably answer.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in a dead sleep and got melatonin brain. There's 5 hours I usually don't feel anything. So
You have to be able to sleep in a moving truck like that. I mean, it's
yeah,
hard to sleep in a moving truck. I don't know how you do it. Are
it's
you so what, one more less than a year away from being able to do the PSD training, like the
yeah,
permit holders? Are you
yeah.
planning on still doing that?
I'm probably still going to do this until through next year. My goal this year is pay off all my debt except for my house, and then next year is just to bank money so I can buy some land and move to the country. And start building a house out there. And buying, maybe buying little property here and there, houses on it. A little bit of real estate. Get some of that, you know, income come in where I don't have to worry about it all the time.
If you buy some haunted properties, then Tennessee Flatbedder would like to stay in them.
He can come camp anytime he wants, man.
Oh,
Appreciate
even camping. See, I was looking out for you, bro. I got you back. Oh yeah, don't forget subscribe to River Ridge Smoker in West Virginia, and he just put a video out on his CB. Really cool CB.
That was a pretty good video.
Peterbilt driver, what's your YouTube name?
Mine's
Which one?
51 Logistics, just
So
as it is right on the screen.
If you type that at symbol at 51 Logistics, it'll take you right to his channel in the search bar, just like at Twisted D if you're looking for that one, or at TF Bushcraft. It'll send you to those channels. That way, it makes it a little bit easier for you guys. I've been looking in
Phoenix.
PHX to move out. Do you guys, from your experience, know if Prime has a strong presence in that general area? Arizona, Texas, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Texas for sure.
Yeah,
Texas,
Texas for sure.
Arizona, like down there by Human and South Phoenix, stuff like that. There's some good stuff. New Mexico's like kind of hit or miss. I hear Flatbed does good in New Mexico, don't they? Tennessee?
Yeah, Flatbed does good in New Mexico, and we have Texas Regional on Flatbed side too.
Yeah. So yeah, there is freight out there. New Mexico, I know I always go to that Walmart DC over there, and then I usually have to deadhead out of there, or go pretty far, pick something up. I don't know. 51 Logistics, what else we got over there in Arizona? I mean, New Mexico. What else do we have?
I've actually never picked anything up in New Mexico, so I really can't speak to that. I've actually never delivered anything to New Mexico, so I've always driven through it, going to California. or back
Yeah,
to
I see.
Texas.
I got stuck in New Mexico plenty of times. Nothing to get out of there. So, Abraham says, I enjoy sleeping when the truck's moving. I really don't. Tennessee, you enjoy it?
Um, well, I was raised on the water, so I have my, I guess you call sea legs, and sleeping on the water kind of rocks you to sleep. So I got used to it when I was out on the road with my brother-in-law. So I
Yeah,
didn't mind sleeping on a moving truck.
yeah. For me, I'll get a good 5 hours of sleep when I take a melatonin, and as long as I don't get slammed to the bulkhead because of a student stepping on the brakes or something, I'll I'll sleep hard. I won't notice anything for 5 hours.
Okay. And me, I had a rough time falling asleep. The way I dealt with it is I would stay up for a while, and then sooner or later I was all like, you know what? I just got to get some sleep. I'm that bad tired, and I'll just put my hands like this, and I'll be like, Jesus, take the wheel tonight. Out. And if I wake up in the morning, Jesus took the wheel, and I'm good. I'm good. Um, Uncle says, got a question. If I get a CDL permit before going to the school, do they customarily give you a discount or just ignore it? You have to get your permit from your home state before you come out to Prime. I'm pretty
Same
sure it's
with
the same
Wilson.
with Wilson.
Well, for
Same
one,
with flatbed.
yeah, Missouri is one of the states that said that you need to have it in a different state. You have to have it in your home state before you come here, because you got to have proof of two proofs of residency to have a Missouri state CDL. That's why we Missourians have you get your CDL somewhere at your home state before you come here.
Slowpoke says, I was in Phoenix and got a load pretty quick out of Casa Grande. Yuma is pretty good too. Yeah, Yuma's great. Um, Phoenix is not bad either. I always take, I don't know why. Every time I go to Phoenix, I take ice cream. Don't know why, but every time I've been to Phoenix, I took ice cream down there.
Because
I
it's
guess they
hot.
can't get enough ice cream in the desert. Do you have driver facing cameras?
No.
Oh, 51 has a bunch of them in his truck.
Yeah. um, I have cameras in my truck for me, not for the company. This way I can kind of keep an eye on the student when he's driving and see when he gets in stressful situations. Um, Lease drivers do not have inward facing cameras. Company trucks do.
Say that again. Company trucks, what?
Company trucks do have inward facing cameras. They
Your
just made a
company
change.
trucks do? So, okay. So the team trucks with the two students on them,
Yep.
they're going to have cameras facing them.
Yep. Oh, they have one camera facing the interior, so you can
Or
see everything. So that is something that just changed, and I don't really know why it changed. I've also heard that they want to put them in all the trucks, but I've also asked the question, well, if I'm leasing the truck, you going to give me a discount on my fixed costs? I don't have a problem driving with an inward facing camera. I don't do anything wrong, you know. And my last job I was at for 20 years, all my service techs had cameras in their trucks. So again,
so you're kind of used to it.
I'm used to it, you know. It's a coaching method I see, instead of a big brother watching you, you're in trouble. What a lot of people think of cameras being in their trucks. And it's more there for the companies protection and your protection. Because if you got somebody that says, "Oh, he pulled out in front of me and ran into me, T-boned me," that camera is there to show if that's true or if that's false. And 90% of the time, as we all know, it's not really the trucker's fault out here. So it's an insurance thing. It's, I wouldn't have a problem with it if they said they put it in here, but they would have to take something off my lease for it.
What percentage? What percentage of Wilson is company drivers? Do you know that?
I do not know the exact number. I know they have more company than they do lease operators.
Okay. Abraham says, "You guys really are a great help. I've been stressing on what I was gonna do once I finish my TNT training. Jesus, grab the wheel." Yeah.
Well, here's another thing, Abraham. And Twisted hasn't mentioned it yet, but we have a Discord out there for these kinds of questions and everything. We have a lot of knowledge, a lot of years of knowledge in this Discord, and you guys are very welcome to join, ask questions, get help. So, and if I overstep there, Twisted, I apologize, but I think that's just a great avenue that we have that we use to communicate with each other and network. So
No, you didn't. That's what it's there for. The Discord is for helping each other, and you know, I'm getting a link. That's
I
what I'm
just threw
doing.
it in the chat.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Yep.
I don't need this link no more. So
now,
anyways, the Discord,
expire?
we kind of got tired of whoever made the Discord, we kind of got tired of the false statements on Facebook and the way that people talk down to people on Facebook and didn't really give them help. And we are trying to teach the guys in the Discord group, hey, you have guys that will help you here. The thing is we're looking for the people that will come in and take help and help the next guy. We're looking for the people that want the help, that's going to ask the questions that they're not going to be like, oh, I'm offended, you were just straight up with me. Like, we don't want those guys. We want the guys that are like, hey, what do you think about this? And they're all like, well, what you're doing is messed up. This is how you should be doing it because it's going to help you out. And you're going to have several different people there to give you another opinion. You might have 4 guys there that are all like, hey, I would try this. Take little bits and pieces from each one and learn from them. And
Exactly.
There's a lot of senior drivers on there. And I just think it's a great community that we have going on there. So Tennessee Flatbedders in there. We got 51 Logistics. I mean, we're all in there and we're a great community. And, now don't get me wrong. If you're over there, say Tennessee's like, hey, I'm going to reject loads. I'm going to reject this load. I'm going to reject that load. I'm going to reject that load because I don't want to go to that area. Like, trust me, we are some people that are passionate about what we do. And we will tell you, hey, what are you doing? Are you crazy, man? Like, you are messing up. And like, we are passionate. We will tell you, hey, you can't be rejecting all those loads, and that area is a good load or that area is a bad load, but you got to trust your fleet manager. Greenwich's teeth will fly out sometimes. I mean, you just got to get used to the group, and it's a good community of help.
Pegleg will lose his leg. I mean, he'll freak out, It's terrible. It's terrible. Teeth flying, leg missing.
Where was I at? Thanks. I appreciate you guys at Slowpoke. And Slowpoke is in there too. He's helping out. I mean, like we have new guys helping new guys. We have senior guys helping new guys. I mean, like everyone's trying to help each other out. We're learning from each other. You can post like what's going on. You can post like anything in there. Well, not anything. Make sure you keep it kind of good, but
Free
it's a good
rolls, go
community
on.
right now. If you're gonna be a bad apple in there, trust me, we got a lot of moderators. We got probably like
Yeah,
8 or 9 moderators.
we
You
got
start
Rich the
causing a
Hammer.
problem in there, you're gone.
Rich the Hammer.
Yeah. Legends of the server will get you. Abraham says, so overall flatbed is the way to go for that side of the country. I wouldn't say overall. I mean, like you got some good flatbed stuff over there. I'm sure there's also some great reefer stuff over there. Is New Mexico's kind of, it's New Mexico. There ain't much stuff out there.
Yeah, New Mexico is probably more material type stuff, I think. So
Peterbilt
flatbed.
driver. Peterbilt driver says, "What trucks does Wilson have? They don't have Peterbilts. Sorry, buddy. No Peterbilts. I found that out tonight. No Peterbilts.
I can put a sticker on a Freightliner.
One of
I
those
can make
Peterbilt ones."
that for you.
Yeah, but then you don't get weekend shop if you need to put it in the Freightliner dealership. Hold the phone. If you go company, you'll have an inward facing camera. I heard the horror stories about company rail routing the employees. The whole Prime doesn't go that route. No, as far as I know, there's no driver facing cameras at Prime. Tennessee, have you seen any?
No, other than my camera, and my camera faces the dash, by the way.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We don't. And I will smash one of the rumors we got right now. Everybody's all like, Prime has a camera in our trucks that face out. That
No,
is false. That lens you see up there is a lane alert system. All it does is detect the lines on the road. That thing does not go off and take a picture whenever you have a critical event. Like I hear that all the time. That's a camera, and they're taking pictures every time you get a critical event. That is false. That's not what's going on. It's a lane alert system. Like, stop panicking. You know, Tennessee, is that a lane alert system?
yeah, it's a lane alert system. It just sees those lines, and that's it.
No snowflakes in Discord. It's summertime. There ain't gonna be no snowflakes. Do I just click the link? Yeah, you click the link and you might have to make a Discord account. Pegleg says, everybody in the Discord group a current driver? Is everybody in the Discord group a current driver? No, not
No, you're
everyone's a
not.
current. Go ahead, Tennessee. My bad.
I didn't say
I think-
anything.
Oh, was that Adam?
Yeah, that was me. I think the only one that's not currently a driver is Pigleg.
Well, also WPG's in there and some other people.
And my student, she just signed into the Discord over the last 2 days.
Who?
My student, she got. I sent her the link, so she can get in there and have some questions, or just get a chat one later and keep that help going.
And guys, if you're thinking about coming to Prime or Wilson and y'all jump in there and y'all start talking to somebody and they're giving you the information you need to know about that company, feel free to use their driver code. Like, don't hesitate to be like, hey, you helped me out so much. What's your driver code? I'm going to put it on my application. Like, I don't see no problem. None of us, I don't mean to speak for you guys. I would not be offended if you got on the Discord and somebody was helping you out on the Discord a lot and giving you good information and knowledge, and you're all like, hey, can I get your driver code so I can put it down? Tennessee's like, nope, here's my driver code in the chat right now. I see how it is.
Just read that one.
Read that one too. I'm too new to be giving advice. I'm too new to be giving advice to newbies. Greenwich is like our pro in there, man. He's our pro.
If
Oh,
you
my
need to know
bad.
where a
There's
truck
51
stops at, he
logistics
can tell you.
too. I guess I'm the only one that's like, hey, man, if y'all talk to somebody in Discord, use their driver code. I see how it is.
You got yours stuck on the page up here the whole time.
Oh, yeah. I can fix that. Okay, maybe I can't. Oh, there it is. Bam. Well, I didn't even read that one. I started off with Wilson in Missoula, Missouri. I enjoyed that company until they went with Prime.
Yeah, Missoula is South Dakota.
Missoula.
Yeah, that's where that got sold off with part of Ashley. That was where the second school was at. It was
Uh,
Missoula, South Dakota.
they sold you, bro. They sold you to Ashley, man. Like, boycott it. Boycott it. Don't put the word Prime down there, though. What are you talking about, bro? I'm joking. I'm late, but I'm here. Howdy, everyone. What's going on, Anthony? The DOT sticker has to be DOT approved. That sticker has to be DOT approved. Gotcha now. The ideal of having a camera while I'm in training, a trainee, that's a really good ideal. And some people do feel like that. Like, I hear that all the time. Like, I got a camera in my truck because it's going to record everything that goes on in the truck. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That covers you, that covers the student. Like, that helps both of y'all out. Like, if there was an issue that may have happened. What's there? My bad. I gotta make your screen bigger. I can't see that.
Those are my cameras. So that's me right now. I'm live. Yeah.
You ever do a video of your camera setup?
No. So I got one facing out. I got one of the passenger seat and one of the driver. So, and I can just lay in the bunk and watch that, and I'm comfortable with seeing his facial expression, seeing how he's holding the steering wheel, and stuff like that. And I can see
Making sure that he's not nodding off or whatever,
see if he's not nodding off, or seeing if he's getting stressed. When you get stressed, you hold that steering wheel different. Your body tenses up.
Start white knuckling it.
You going through a construction zone for the first time at 3:00 in the morning in Pennsylvania on a 6-degree downhill. You don't go 60 miles an hour.
And we know real fast when you guys are starting to get nervous, because all of y'all's hands look like this right here. Yep. Y'all just gripping it so hard, your hands turning different colors and stuff, and y'all are just gripping it. I'm gonna break my batteries. I heard that thing crack. Those my GoPro get batteries, man.
Don't do that. Those are expensive.
Yeah. That's a pretty good idea. My trainer had these he bought the Nighthawk home security cameras.
Yep.
And he had two on his dash, and it was when we had the old Freightliners, the manual ones. The dash was shaped weird. So he cut out a piece of sheet metal and had two cameras facing out like that to cover the whole front of the truck. And then on the mirrors facing backwards, he had two cameras. So he could turn on his TV and it'd just be boom up there. He could see both sides of the truck and in front of you. And it was a pretty nice setup he had. I liked it. Jesse Sanchez says, "What's up, players? What's up with those white Wilson trucks? I've seen two so far on the road. Are those like unicorns?"
Yeah, those are Ashley's. They still have the the Weagle on top, the W with the eagle on it, but those are probably Ashley trucks that he's seeing. If you look at the door, it's gonna have Ashley on it.
Sounds like a creeper with all those cameras.
I mean, I do see one pro to having inward cameras is to keep you from having that urge to reaching over to that cell phone on your dash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cell phone's not good stuff, man. Like, I see it too much too. There is too many drivers out there. Like, I would tell you probably we'll say out of 10 trucks that pass us, we're in the prime trucks, we're the slow ones. Out of 10 trucks passing us on the interstate, probably about 9 out of the 10 are on their cell phone. Like, it's that high of a number, and I can see why some of these other states are cracking down on it, having the troopers on the overpass and stuff. It's horrible.
No, I still
What's
don't
even
think
worse than that is the guys holding the freaking laptops.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. There's the guy that had his laptop sitting up on his steering wheel, passing me on 44 on my way back to the yard. He had it open, just doing whatever while he was driving down the road in the passing lane.
I saw
people
one
playing
today.
games on them too. How are you even playing a game on it driving down the road? Like, I just don't get it. That is extremely dangerous. I almost got hit inside of one of our yards. I almost got hit in one of our yards. I was going bobtail to go park. It was in Pittston. I'll just say it. I was going in Pittston. I was going to park, and this guy was on his laptop on his steering wheel. Like, it was completely open, and he looked like he was playing a game trying to finish it up, but he had to go get a trailer. So I'm going past his road to go to the second road turn down. He just came out there and just kept on going. I had some on my brakes, and he just kept on going. And then he saw me, and he was all like, "My bad." He just kept playing his game, driving down the freaking road. I was like, "Man, this is ridiculous." The distractions. There's a lot of distractions out there without even being a laptop, like, or a phone or something like that. I mean, it's getting bad out there, and I think that's why we're having so many accidents. Is the technology? The more the technology evolves and grows, the more people want to be on it, and the less they want to be paying attention to something. Like, it's getting pretty bad. Even people just walking around, I see people run into doors. I see people almost run into each other. I mean, like, you can't even walk and be on your phone. What makes you on earth makes you think you can text and drive? Like, See, y'all got me on a rant. My bad, guys.
Hey,
Oh well. Oh yeah, left my on I-76. White knuckling on the steep downgrades. Yeah, bro, white knuckling, man. I can't tell you how many times a month I see my students white knuckle it. I saw my student just the other day. Great guy. He wasn't checking his mirrors as good as he should have. So I was all like, all right, we're gonna go down this road. You will not have trouble checking your mirrors after we go down this road. We went over this hill straight down it. He grabbed that steering wheel. He was all like gripping it. I could tell he was tense, but we went straight down and came back up on the other side, real narrow road. He was checking his mirrors. Did fine, but you could tell he was a little bit tense. He even said it. He was all like, "Man, I was tense." I tell you what, he checks his mirrors now. Like, I'm watching him over there. I'm just thinking, if he doesn't check his mirrors, we're gonna go down that road again. He's over there like, I'm all like, "Slow down, you're gonna get dizzy." But he's like, "I ain't going down that road again." But you know what? It made him more confident and a stronger driver. So I'm glad it helped. Just different stuff like that will help you out there. My bad. I'm doing all the talking. Go ahead, Tennessee. You take it. You take your turn.
Oh, you're doing good, man. It's your show. We're just in guests. But I know that road you're talking about. I had one of my students go down it a month ago, and it's the same way.
Same
He
way.
started to lean back in his seat And it's like, really? It ain't that steep.
Like, I can't stand it whenever they like. I don't know how I explain this, but they stiffen up their like whole shoulders, and every time they turn, they rock side to side. There
Mm-hmm.
goes my camera again.
Yeah.
It's all right. We can still hear you.
But you know they're driving with their whole upper body. They're like this to make any turns. I'm all like, why are you so stiff, man? Like it doesn't make sense to be so tense up. You're using your whole body to turn. You want to be like this. Turn the wheel like this. Not.
No, I understand that completely. Like, so it's
At 51 Logistics, how long were you with Wilson before you were allowed to train? Good question.
good question, and I always get grief off this. Okay, yeah, I was here 9 months when they asked me to become a trainer. The only reason I did become a trainer is because the job I was at before, I had 15 years experience on training people. So, do I know everything about trucking? No. Do I still learn stuff every day? Yes. If you stop learning at this job, there's no reason to drive anymore. You got to keep your knowledge up. You got to keep learning stuff every day. You know, um, I'm on my third student right now. I've gotten nothing but great reviews from those students to my training department. So these guys still call me. I probably talk to them weekly just to see how they're doing, any issues they're having, and any questions they have. Yeah, my last student calls me 3-4 times a week just to talk. Yeah, because man, I miss you. he's out there doing it solo right now because his partner that he's teamed up with has taken 3 home times since they started.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is so at your other job, I'm just curious.
Sure.
At your other job where you were training, did you get paid more to train?
No, I was management salary position. So, I had 12 service techs to cover 4 states, uh, working for the icy company, the frozen drinks. So I'd bring them in, I'd train them how to work on icy machines, how to go out there, how to talk to customers,
No wonder you're diabetic. You had to sample all that stuff, didn't you?
When I first started, I really indulged myself there, and I gained a lot of weight my first 2 or 3 years while I was a service tech. And when I became management, I learned not to drink that stuff. Now, I've been a diabetic since I was in my 20s. I actually found out I was a diabetic when I went to go to trucking school, and I was going through orientation through Snyder and went to go take the drug test. And that's where I found out I had diabetes. And at that time, you couldn't drive a truck with diabetes. So that was when I was 22, so 30 years ago.
That'll kill you right there on the back then. That was like over with. Now time has changed, and I think that's great.
Yeah. So now you
But
can get waivers, and as long as you keep your sugar under control and your A1C is good, you can still get out here and make a really, really great living.
I only asked that question because I worked several jobs where I train people, and Prime is the first one that actually said we're gonna pay you for training people, and I was like, wow, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta keep switching my views on my camera.
that was
But Wilson training pay like Prime, or is it different?
We are still on the guaranteed 900 a week while in TNT.
So y'all are still on the other one?
Yep. And I don't think that's changing.
Jesse, have y'all seen that blue Bremen? I don't know what that is. Freightliner with a 36 cameras. Seen him at Pittston. He has cameras everywhere inside the engine and under the truck. A bit excessive.
I've never seen that one. The only one that I know is I guess Bree TV drives that pink Volvo. I know she's got like 23 cameras all around her truck. I've never heard of this one. So, and
She has 23 cameras.
Yeah, she has 23 cameras, and she uses just about every single one of them. You know, she puts out content daily, multiple times a day.
That's a lot of cameras.
Yep. Well, if you ever go to her page and read about it, she was actually offered one of those Discovery Channel shows, but they wanted her to do a lot of not truthful stuff. So she just decided that she was going to do it on her own. So she's got probably like 3 or 4 of those Nighthawk systems hooked up to her truck, every angle. I mean, you can go 360 degrees around her truck and see stuff. So, and she's always putting stuff on there. You know, I think her channel's Bree Princess or Princess Bree or something like that. Yeah, great channel.
I'll have to check it out because I didn't know about that one.
Yep.
So send it in the Discord to me sometime. I'll check it out. Camera's messing up. My camera's messing it up, and it's driving me freaking nuts right now. So I just had to refresh the page. I left it and had to come back. The camera's so messed up. It's driving me nuts. What's the speed of the trucks? What's the speed of y'all's trucks over there?
Company trucks 63 and lease trucks 65.
Oh, is that throttle or all the way across, throttle and cruise?
All the way across.
What's ours, Tennessee?
Ours is 58 by throttle, 62 by cruise. And then lease is 55 all the way across. 65 all the way across.
I was about to say.
I was about to say, who's leasing those trucks, Greenwich, or who's in charge of putting that governor on there, Greenwich?
I know they keep telling you guys, the lease drivers, that they need to drive 55 to get that better incentive, fuel incentive.
What backing techniques do y'all use when you're training, especially backing at truck stops?
Really depends on the truck stop. You know, most of them you get in there doing a 45 driver side. Sometimes you got to do a 90, hard 90. You know, it's
just stay off your brakes. Just stay off your brakes and watch the back of that thing, man. Stay off the brakes. That's the main thing. No, but 40. Like, so you're talking about a good setup, and like a good setup is super important. So whenever you're talking about, he's talking about the 45-degree angle for you guys that don't know. The spot's here. You come up, you hit that right, you hit that left, and then it puts you in like this 45-degree angle where you just have to come around. You should be able to get into it. Then you got your 90 where there's not as much room. You might have to do a 90. Usually I never, ever do a 90. I will come down like this, so I'll be more on the side of it and then try to really crank it in there. You know, it's all different techniques. People set up different ways. People know their trucks, so they know what works best for their trucks. I mean, that question has a ton of different answers, like a whole bunch. And then we got a Tennessee flatbedder. He's Peterbilt. He's a flatbedder. So that dude, you know, they get cranes to pick up their trailers and put them in the spots and stuff. They don't even have to back them.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
When I was trained, my trainer trained me strictly on the 45s, you know, and I got out there, and probably one of the first stops I had to go to, you know, I didn't have room to set that up, you know. It was a very, very tight location, and I had to learn how to do a real good 90 by myself. I did it, got it in there, got the load done, went to the truck stop the next day when there was nobody out there, and practiced for 3 hours backing in the 90, you know, just learning myself. So,
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Okay, so I got 2 tests in the morning and a load and some other things going on in the morning, so we're gonna have to call it right here. 51 Logistics, thank you for coming to the channel and answering the questions that we had on Wilson and what y'all are doing over there. Y'all just keep on doing y'all's thing over there, man. Like it sounds like y'all are trying different stuff out. You know, it never hurts to be innovative.
yeah.
Tennessee Flatbed, as always. Nice to see you on Thursday Night Live.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Great to be here, man.
we're going to go over to the Discord, or I'm going to go over to the Discord. Maybe we'll get some people in there. 51 Logistics, you want to let anybody know anything before you take off or say anything else?
You know, guys, like I say in a lot of my videos, never get overly confident out there. You know, always be overly cautious. Take your time. Be patient. Don't hurry. As you just put the video out for all your members and everything. When you hurry, you forget stuff. When you forget stuff, it gets messed up. You know, be safe. You know, and you know, I'll see you guys down the road, man.
Twisted.